details on the debate will be. Yo, chat. How we doing this morning? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not good. Not good. Hold on. There we are. There we are. Hold on. I'm a little in the wrong spot. There we go. I was cutting myself off. Good morning. Good morning, Pookies. Okay, so, I figured, we do a little VTuber drama, start off the week. Nice and slow, nice and easy. Just a misappropriation of charity funds. We love to see it. We love to see it. Oh my god, what is this? I don't like this. Pi, is this your first time seeing me green? I mean, I know you being orange would know. I thought you'd be more open to this kind of thing, is what I'm saying. But I'm beginning to see that that's maybe does this help more? Am I more appropriate in this shape? It's not a carrot, but it's close. Oh shit. Yeah, sometimes I forget that some of you haven't seen my VTuber streams where I'm literally a VTuber. I like doing them. I think my model's sick. So it's kind of like it's hard not to want to use it. You know. I didn't know about the pickle. I can also be naked. But I won't show you what else is there because there is a cock. So that's gonna cost you a little extra, chat. Okay. You need to get a watermelon. Uh, There's a Prince Charles too. It has a Prince Charles. My penis has a Prince Charles. Yo, okay. Dude, Mishi just did that, dude. She just gave him a Prince Charles. But for why? I don't know, man. Why not? Like, I don't know. Maybe I have a Prince Charles in real life. You don't know, right? I feel like he's constantly mewing. Well, I have glasses on, and the glasses definitely fuck it up. You can see me like twitch sometimes, and the twitching is not actually happening in real life. It is just my glasses like coinciding pretty poorly, you know. Oh shit. But yeah, man, dude, V Shojo's been having a day, dude. I'm not surprised. I was thinking about it on my drive home from work today. That fucking why do VTuber corporations exist anymore? Like it big business talk. It doesn't really seem to make sense in the influencer economy, if I'm going to be particularly honest. I know that seems like like a ridiculous statement, but they really don't need it, in my opinion. I think it's kind of superfluous to the business model that exists online. Maybe a few years ago when connections didn't exist, but like it's really easy to facilitate all of the parts yourself as an independent VTuber. So you really shouldn't be doing that, I think. I would just be apprehensive about signing contracts anyway. I would know I am also on the receiving end of being talent not paid for his services. That happened to me. And it financially like set me back so much.
Goblin Diesel, fine. Naked Diesel, okay. Pickle Diesel, kinda forgot about him. Welcome back, boss.
There's
Remember
also
to like
Cupid
the
Diesel.
stream and buy his coffee chat.
Okay. Yeah, but a little preamble on today's stream, dude. I packed some packages recently for the coffee company, and I hadn't done it in a while. And I accidentally sent a guy half his order by accident. which was almost like a cosmic spell cast upon me by the quartering himself, right? I mean, I'll say it. My brother would kill me if he heard me say this. We got the email from the guy being like, "Where's the other half of my order?" And my brother was like, "My bad, we'll send it out," right? And he was really professional about it. But I read the support email from the guy who was like, "You sent this half in order," and he like ripped me a new asshole in the email. For like, he's like, taking a playbook from the quartering. I guess you really are like gay. And it's like, buddy, what, you want me to send you to coffee or just tell you to kill yourself? He took it personally. I took it personally, especially because I know which chatter it is. It's a regular chatter, dude. It's a regular fucking chatter. So I knew it was a joke, right? But I was also, it was the first thing. It was the first thing I saw when I woke up for my day of a fishing trip. I won't point them out unless they point themselves out. I mean, like, ultimately, I told my brother, like, I'll respond as, like, a joke, in, like, a jokey way. And he was just like, I'm tired. I'm just going to respond to it and say we're sending it, which is true. And he did that, right? We were on a fishing boat that day that it happened. And I told him about it, and he's like, "It's okay. I know you didn't pack them in a while. It's fine." And yeah, it wasn't Pinker. It wasn't Pinker. I know Pinker just got their order. Pinker is suffered from Terrafandy over there. I apologize. Not my fault. It's the fucking government's fault. Okay. I'd much rather not have to raise our prices, and it's really hard not to, like, be piloted by inflation. But, like, we ultimately are at the whims of the economy, right? It is what it is, you know? But, yeah, the shipping is, like, ridiculous. Cancel Big Coffee Diesel. React harder. Where's my order? But yeah, my brother's been back doing the orders. He's like, if you just stop fucking up. He's like, just let me do it. Just let me do it. Your job in the business is to make videos. And needless to say, I haven't done that. I will be adding that. It has been on my list of things to do, and I have been moving it up the list. It's just hard because I'm also, like, working. I am luckily not as tired this week. And so, okay. So over the weekend, chat, before I even get on today's topic, I was like, oh my God, it turns out standing on your feet all day requires you to, like, wear nice shoes. And I've been wearing, like, ratty ass barefoot shoes. And I've been, like, literally my feet, you don't want them. You don't want them. I know some of you like feet. You don't want them, okay? I know what they've been through. So I went to a store, and I got custom insoles, and I got a new pair of shoes. I haven't bought shoes in, like, 3 years. So it was a big deal for me to buy shoes, okay? Compression socks help. That's next on my list. I couldn't find good compression socks. So... yeah, I was going to buy Hoka's, but I went to a place called Fleet Feet, and what they do is they, like, measure your foot on, like, a foot scanner and measure your stride. So they brought out a pair of Hoka's, a pair of Brooks, and a pair of, God, I don't remember. But the other pair was bad. I didn't like him. It was a really close battle between the Brooks and the Hoka's. And honestly... I'm probably gonna buy Hoka's later, but I went with the
Diesel activated the groaning for feet toggle.
Do you have flat feet? I have a rigid arch. They were actually able to measure my arch flexibility, and my arch doesn't move that much. And also, I kind of knew the answer about the stride. I walk on the outside of my foot more than my inside. which is why all of my shoe soles like wear out first on the outside of the shoe. Do I have feet on this model? That's a good question. Hold on. Hold on. I just want to make sure that I don't accidentally show everybody my model's penis. Oh my god, I'm wearing socks. I think I can get away with this. Hold on. Hold on. See, I have socks. It looks like I'm hanging myself. What's that? It's like those guys who like jork themselves while hanging themselves at the same time. Well, how else? You know, the sensor bar does come off, but I did not set a toggle to take the sensor bar off. Holy shit. But yeah, it was really sick. I really enjoyed it. Oh.
Damn, the drama's so bad Diesel had enough. Rip.
David Carradine moment. Okay, no. Well, last thing. I need to talk about this because it's gonna be no. So I went out with Joey and my brother, and we went to this Mexican chain called La Fortaleza, right? It exists in like fucking 2 states, but this place sucks, dude. It sucks. We went there. They didn't even. It was happy hour. They charged us full price, dude. I left a scathing review.
Diesel can end his whole career.
That's true. To be honest, Fortaleza is a city in Brazil. Well, no wonder the Mexican food was so bad. I mean, I could end my... Well, I wouldn't really end my career, honestly. Me showing penis on stream would just be another day at the office, right? As I was at the end of my workday today, my intern turns to me and he's like, "You stream, right? But you don't stream on your main." And I was like, "Yeah, I stream on another channel." He's like, "Why don't you connect it? Why don't you do it on your main?" I'm like, "I don't know, man." Anyway, I just cannot even fathom my intern clicking on stream to see this. He's gonna ask so many questions. Anyway, man, we got drama. I figured, you know, we don't get into like the really just fucked up shit today. I'm kind of willing to get into. Why is it? I must have moved the window up like a few inches. Hold on. I need to lock this in. There we go. We can all see epidemic sound. Firefox. I don't know where this is. Oh, here it is. Let me lock that. Boom. Mama Max is coming back. Honestly, you know what? Where else is he gonna go? There's another universe where he got a day job, but then everybody harassed the job. All right. Anyway, for those of you unfamiliar with VTuber drama, I'll give you the TLDW on all like VTuber dramas. Anything serious is swept under the rug. Anything of a mild severity is blown up to extreme emotional proportions. In commentary, we're very much... Honestly, that's a lie. I was going to say, in commentary, we're very much about the facts. No. In commentary, we're, like, kind of about the facts, but then also, like, really about the debate rape. But in VTuber land, if you're unfamiliar with the drama, they're very outwardly PC. But not like inwardly. I think the people in it are actually probably a lot harder to deal with. I have talked to people in the industry for VTubing. A lot of people are pretty good. Others not so much. But I really, you guys ever see the evil pick me? There's a lot of evil pick me's in VTubing. I know Cinder was one of them. Granted, people thought Cinder was fucking Heinrich Himmler or something. It was crazy. Um, but yeah, this is important for a few reasons, right? So in VTubing, we have these things called we have these things called like VTuber agencies, right? So what happens is they look for talent, they bring on talent on a contract, give them a whole rebrand, and then debut them as like an idol, right? It's like a holdover from idol culture brought into the digital world. Anyway, V Shojo was kind of part of this wave of American or westernized VTuber corporations that was supposed to have a different way of handling things, right? Oh, we're creator first. We like our talent, blah, blah, blah. Not V Shojo, they took in VTubers as they were. Yeah, but one of the things that like the agencies do for people unfamiliar is that they'll like hook them up with like artists or give them connections or brand deals. They basically do the same thing that an MCN would do a lot of the time. But yeah, and then obviously in the Japanese sector of the business, you're just like when you graduate, you lose the intellectual rights to your character and you just vanish. Usually they come back as somebody else, but some people just vanish. But the V Shojo people did keep they keep their shit. These cave dwellers need to gain gooner attention the old-fashioned way and get they booba out like the rest of us. uh, don't you need to pay them back for the services they provide, right? So, okay. So management gets a cut of the things that the VTuber makes. And this is all worked out in a contract. So I'll use me as an example with my MCN. Basically, what happens is that the MCN agrees to take in a portion of my cut, and in return, I get, like, let's say they hook me up with a manager, and then my manager will also get a cut of my sponsored deals and all of that. And also the like network that I'm with will also do the same thing. And then there are also some like extra extenuating things associated with that. But basically that's that. I had always been under the impression that while V Shojo gives like a very like non-corpo attitude with their performance and like just how they operate with things, I never really believed that. So for an older drama to talk about, this was before Nuxtaku got like one-shotted by the alt-right algorithm, which is a Jewish guy. He probably shouldn't be doing that. But if he wants to go core QAnon, I'm not going to stop him from lining himself up for new gas chambers. That's his fault, not mine. But there was a time when Nux was getting involved in performing and building a management agency for VTubers. And basically the guy was getting lambasted by people associated with V Shojo, and it was a total hatchet job. That's like a very short version of the story. But yeah, they totally were like trying to character assassinate him to keep VTubers from working with him. Anyway, doesn't matter because, you know, Nux is like some fucking right-wing loon now for some reason. But yeah, I guess he can start a management agency with his girl Kirsch, and they can talk about the white genocide. Except he won't be included in the white future to come because they don't think of Jewish people that way. But we won't talk about that because today isn't the white genocide stream. Yeah, oh, you mean how he revealed they had a huge OPSEC issue and they blamed him for being a sex pest baby. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I had basically been like, I don't know. And then I had always heard rumors about Gunrun in particular. So for those of you that don't know, Gunrun is the CEO of V Shojo. and I had always heard that he was like a bit of a kooky whack job, but I really don't know what what CEO isn't kind of like a kooky whack job. It's just that he was a particular kooky whack job. He's also the inventor of the gun run live streaming IRL backpack. So he's been in the VTubing and streamer space for a really long time. Okay. Nux is crashing out anytime someone makes fun of him for saying he's friends with... I don't know. Nux has a lot of friends that are like much more famous than him. But I'd imagine that Nux has had a bit of a... probably like a distancing from a lot of people. I know a lot of people that I knew that knew Nux don't associate with Nux now because of his like weird right-wing grift shit he's in now. So, yeah. But Nux was never going to fly in commentary given his like, not even his proclivities, but just his attitude. Like, just let alone anime is like a really hard sell on commentary guys, even though that they're all closet bisexuals and definitely watch anime. They just won't say it in public because they think it's like all criminal or that they'd be they desperately don't want to be labeled part of the LGBTQ. But I can tell you they definitely are. He should face reveal by filming him kissing Mutahar. Well, friendship ended with Mutahar. Come on, we all know this. Anyway, I really didn't have a good view of V Shojo since that time, right? I don't know. Maybe Nux is a sex pest. It doesn't undo the OPSEC issue that V Shojo had. Bisexual Diesel confirmed. Muda apologized to Nux though. Yeah, but apparently he like reneged on that as well, and just like doubled back like 2 or 3 times after. So you know, male VTubers are part of the LGBTQ. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And last character to mention is Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse is a Boricua. She is Puerto Rican, much as myself. She also suffers from like sick woman illness. She has a immunodeficiency. So she basically lives like a bubble child in her parents' home or whatever or something like that. No, she doesn't have POTS. But yeah, if she like goes outside, she'll like explode. I think TTS ate my chat, but to be for real, it was a joke about you not speaking Spanish. I didn't get any TTS, so I think it just didn't take it because you roasted me too hard. But anyway, Iron Mouse leaves, and then and then it's like a whole cascade of events. To be honest, there is I'm sure there's more, but we'll never know. It's just one of those things with the VTuber stuff.
Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by V Shojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And
okay. All right. If it wasn't for the fact that I am also somebody who didn't realize I wasn't getting paid a bunch of my money, I probably would dog on her for this. I thought, okay. there's no squaring this circle. I did something stupid, really. So when I wasn't getting paid by my MCN, I just thought, why is she doing a voice? She just sounds like that. This is like when people ask, like, why does Mishi sound like that? And I'm like, guys, that's just her voice. She talks like that in private. Cap. I'm sure. You know, not literally everything on the internet is a lie. I've known Mishi for like, what, 2 years now? She literally sounds like Iron Mouse sounds. Okay, it's just her voice. But yeah, when I wasn't getting paid by my MCN, I thought I just wasn't making money and that I was just an idiot who was failing miserably. But it turned out that I was like just not being paid what I was owed for months. So I left after I found out, and it was like a whole big thing. And I basically had to like break my contract in order to start getting paid again. That's actually part of why I started streaming and did it consistently. But yeah. But it's like, what do you even do in that situation? You probably don't have the funds to sue. They have like clauses in their contract. I'm sure Iron Mouse can sue. She's like a millionaire from doing this. But it's just like I know for me that it was just like fucking I literally thought I was just like an idiot and I was like failing my channel. But it turns out that the MCN was failing me. So
Most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from V Shojo.
that's insane. That's insane. Jesus. Oh my god, dude. That's crazy. Dude, $500,000. That's not chump change, dude. That's an insane amount of money not being paid to them, dude. Holy shit. That's tax fraud. Well, this is assuming that V Shojo isn't immediately going like under. Because like with my MCN, part of the reason they couldn't pay us is that I found out that they were like literally selling furniture in the office to try and pay the bigger creators. So all of us weren't getting paid, while some of the more important guys who could sue were getting paid because a bunch of people were getting fired. Dude, they were like, "Oh, we gotta pay Memulus because because otherwise we're worried he'll sue. Fire 10 more."
I know that this is a lot, and
Yeah, operating in the red. Yeah, like you have to pay out these creators monthly, right? So these are big sums of money that move every month. Like I got paid monthly by YouTube. And so my paychecks look significantly different than like my 2-week paychecks as like a normal wagey.
it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal
Okay, not to be that guy, but attorneys always be like, don't say anything. Okay, listen. I know the Constitution says you have rights. Okay, call me Better Call Saul. Okay, call me Better Call Saul.
procedure to unfold. So one day I will be able to tell you the full story.
I don't think we'll ever know. To be frank. You're not Frank, you're Diesel. Stop it. Stop it. That was the 3rd time I made that joke.
But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of VShojo. If you give me a...
This is crazy, by the way. I just, for those of you that don't follow VTubers at all, of course I follow Iron Mouse because she's Puerto Rican. That's it. We Puerto Ricans support Puerto Ricans because 99% of us seem content to make like fucking boring mukbang react videos for some reason. So you know, when a Lin-Manuel Miranda shows up or an Iron Mouse shows up, you know I sit down and listen.
Diesel is a himbo that got conned by an MCM. Wow. Tip the pricked green goblin and buy mana potion coffee today.
That's so true.
Use code D10 at
you
checkout
should buy
for 10%
mana potion
off.
coffee at manapotioncoffee.com. It's very good, I hear. It's even better when Diesel doesn't fuck up your order. I apologize for that greatly. I have made a severe and constant lapse in my judgment, and I apologize greatly for it. but a quartering I am not. I can't follow VTubers. Their cheery attitude mocks me. I kind of go back and forth on it. If I'm like hopium maxing, I'm like totally down for what VTubers are doing. But these motherfuckers can get a little ridiculous sometimes. It's almost like they're like clinically averse to any negative attitude. And I think it's okay sometimes to not be okay. I think that's natural, and you should experience the breath of emotion, and you shouldn't be hiding that.
I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you're ever watching me. I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends. I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non-functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot, and it caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make...
Facts. Oh, shit. Yeah. So she's like actually like chronically ill.
some friends online because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really...
That's scary. That's scary, dude. There was like a divergent path in this woman's life where it was like become the most horrible monster the Latino community has ever known, or become Iron Mouse. But the thing is, it's like one of those roads where it always connects to the other road. So, you know, but yeah, she's like actually a sick Victorian child.
Thank you, Diesel. I brought up Yandere in my law class and my teacher's jaw was ajar.
You know what? You're a brave soul for doing that. All right. You're a brave soul for doing that. Jar. All right, guys. I didn't want to make that joke. Let me turn on the fruit. Give us the fruit. Here we go. God. I can't believe you brought that up, dude. Holy shit. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. We talked about entrapment. What else would I have done? I don't know, man. I've always thought about going back to law school. And like, I feel like I'd be a fun lawyer, but then I go, oh, I still have like $40,000 more of debt to pay, you know, going back. Yeah, I always go through these phases. I like learning, and I want to, I feel like I'm not reaching my height of knowledge. But also school is expensive. So, you know, I haven't. Not right now. I think I want to finish off my 20s not doing that and just working and building life experience. The more more fruit by the foot.
Expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last...
Could you imagine you ask for a lawyer and you get Diesel? Oh, hell nah. That's my lawyer, man. I'm going to jail.
things on my mind.
I forget you're in your 20s. You give them vibes of a man in his 30s. Yeah. I think my 30s are when things are going to get really fun. I was like, literally the pandemic took my entire early 20s for me. So I didn't do like silly things. I just sat in my room.
I just thought that I would stream to, you know, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream. And that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join V Shojo, and it was through V Shojo that I was able to grow into the Iron Mouse that I am today. When I was approached in 2020 and asked to join V Shojo,
Dude, okay, all right. So she joins V Shojo in 2020. Allow me to pontificate upon this particular business deal, okay? I think that a lot of the internet, okay, so this is like a hot take, hashtag not financial advice, but I think that during the pandemic, we threw a lot of money into tech and internet business. And I think we're finally starting to see the pullback from a lot of those. There's a lot of tech business that's like doing really well for itself. But I think there's a lot of it that kind of really struggles in order to turn around a profit, or gather users or get growth or any of those things, right? And I think that, yeah, it's like the rubber band snapping back, right? It's a contraction of a bubble. We were investing all this money and the shares for Zoom on fucking Robinhood were through the roof, okay? And we were doing all this gamba on whether or not Slack would be the next big thing, okay? And a lot of it just ended up not panning out. There's a lot of things that just can't be replaced, or a lot of things that just don't work. Like I was saying, I don't really feel like VTuber management or a lot of those agencies, or even Japan is like a different thing, and I'm also not Japanese, and neither, assumedly, is anybody else in chat. But I understand why it exists there, but just from like a global internet ecosystem thing, the influencer marketplace does not operate the way that these businesses want it to operate. They stand in opposition to the way that these like global business work, right? Because I promote myself to everybody across the world, right? It's not just to like people in America. Obviously, I speak to the English, right? So that definitely like sticks me in a zone. But it's these kind of businesses or like these management things don't really pan out too well because the overhead is just humongous. And if I can find an artist and a rigger, right, and find an artist to do something else, then I'm good. I mean, my model's pretty fucking good. I mean, Iron Mouse's model is fucking amazing, okay? And I'm sure I could pay for more updates to my model. I just really don't want to right now. But it's not like it's impossible. Anybody could. The only thing that you're missing from like a VTuber agency is like connections to sponsors. But unironically, you could just actually ask them, like literally email them, or you could get your own manager. But literally what a manager does is email a business, or they have a contact at the business and say, hey, can we do this? And they say yes or no. Like it's really easy. The only reason you'd want a manager, which you can find personally, is that they might be more savvy with the laws and the legality of things. But to be honest, from everything I've heard and seen about the VTuber ecosystem, none of the managers actually know any better than the VTubers. It's actually that everybody involved is just some like internet weirdo who didn't have any professional experience. Anyway, this is a great reason why you should still go to school, even if you're going to be some like creator, because you should know how to read a contract.
it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to
Anyway, what she's saying right here is exactly why every streamer you ever see is completely fucking insane.
me. And due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about.
You know, the this is gonna be okay. Listen. No, wait. I'm laughing at something else. Let me get it out of my system, and I'll explain it. Okay. Let me get it out of my system. I feel like as I've gotten older, the disappointment from people has led me into a position where I'm not really like my expectations are really low with other people. The only person who like matters to me is myself and my decisions. I just saw Superman, by the way. And one of the things that Pa Kent was saying to Clark is like, you know, you're your own man. It says a lot more about your actions than it says about their message, right? It's just like one of those things where it's like, I don't know. Diesel laughs at the pain of other Puerto Ricans. It's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler.
The pain of other Puerto Ricans.
But yeah, it's just about like, you know, being the arbiter of your own actions because that's the person you control. And also like not expecting like I don't expect other people to hold themselves to the standards I hold myself to. I hold myself to those standards. Almost sometimes to the detriment of myself because I feel they're too high or too low, right? I'm very like I have certain things that I value, and those are the things that I hold and base my actions on as a person. The point is that when you're working with people, and I think even more people on the internet are almost like allowed or feel like the social contract of like social politeness isn't there or doesn't follow the same rules. And I guess it doesn't, but if that's the case, then I don't know. I just don't put a lot of credence in other individuals, especially anymore. I think since I've started streaming, I've become a lot more like, not like world weary of other creators, but like there's a certain threshold that needs to be passed before people start to realize that being an antisocial lunatic isn't particularly okay. But then there's also a lot of people that get really successful that never learn that lesson and never learn that you actually have to be pro-social in order to succeed, that get really successful. And then those are the people that end up becoming like Thor, like Pirate Software and stuff like that.
Expectations.
To be honest, you don't expect your company to steal from you. Well, yeah, that's just like an expectation of business. Yeah, it's like if you sign a contract that says you pay me this much and you both agree to pay that much, if somebody doesn't follow through on that, that's how lawsuits happen. You have no idea how angry I was that all the YouTubers associated with my MCN were too stupid or just didn't want to pursue litigation, even though literally there could have been a class action there. All right? Like $1 million class action. And these guys were just like, but that seems like a lot of work, right? And a class action would need to happen on the back of like a larger YouTuber than me.
And 1,000,001 other things. But I ultimately decided to join V Shojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why I am leaving. But for right now, here's what I am allowed to share with you.
Guys, remember Diesel's law. Remember Diesel's law. I understand that this V Shojo stuff is just starting, and there's a very good chance that it may never fully unravel into nonsense. But boy, would it be funny if Diesel's law actually got invoked in this one.
I would always be told how important I was for the company,
She is.
and I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed.
She probably is. But it probably wasn't enough.
Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me to the point.
Okay, like let's not. I understand the pressure and expectation associated with that, but even if you're all right, look, man, I am being a bit comedic here, and obviously a little bit of it is at Iron Mouse's expense. But like, dude, one thing I've realized as like a streamer and also as a creator is that the second you introduce staff into your system, things change. Like, I need to stream because there are editors and thumbnail artists and other associated like below the line employees. They're not employees, they're contract workers, right? That like those contractors don't get paid unless I work, right? So like I need to stream so that way I can set aside a portion of my income to make sure I can, you know, give them money and give it on time, right? And that kind of changes it. Like Kat does my thumbnails, right? I've said that before. And Kat's like, oh man, like she's like working out life stuff right now. And that means that, you know, that requires money. So me not paying her every month would like, it would actually like fucking make her life significantly worse. So like I need to work, right? Not just for myself because I have bills to pay, but also for like the other people that I care about that are like, you know, okay, it's a contractor, but like it, like Kat's also my friend, right? And I don't want her getting hurt. And it's like, okay, I think like I think when like yeah, Iron Mouse was just straight up very important to V Shojo. She was their biggest talent. She made the most money. They were probably operating on thin margins to begin with. And that probably just like her leaving was always going to put them under. But something might have happened. They might have expanded too quickly. They might have produced a project that they couldn't follow through on. Something associated with them could have just not followed through, right? Or not worked out, right? Because why do businesses not pay money? Because the CEO is like pocketing all the change? Possibly. More likely, though, is that they did something dumb, overexpanded, and then couldn't afford to pay anything.
Where I felt.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, like those expectations were always going to come to Iron Mouse because of the position she was in. And then also those expectations don't go away. They just change. And now there's no V Shojo. So like ultimately the buck stops with Iron Mouse. I know that's like that it just is what it is, right? Like the buck stops with me. If I don't pay the people who do things for me, that's my fault. That's nobody else's. That's just me.
Guilt tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I felt responsible for staff and talent.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's probably true. I can't see a world where it isn't.
Alike, and I felt like.
What is Diesel's law, chat? I don't know where the tweet is right now, you know, but the gist of Diesel's law is that the chances of someone or something being a pedophile increase exponentially with the length of the drama. It's like Godwin's law, where the where the conversation goes on long enough on the internet that something somewhere will be compared to Hitler. So it's me invoking old internet.
If I didn't do this, And if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. But this
Well, I mean, maybe not destroying their lives, but they probably would have downsized anyway if you left. I don't see a world where the income from Iron Mouse gets offset by something else, you know? You need some serious fucking cojones to be able to step into that shoes of that moneymaker, I think.
didn't feel right with me, and I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know, privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that V Shojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information, so that was always a blessing to me. As time
I
went
think Lunarine could fill those shoes. You know what? I think that duology should become a trilogy. Why not?
on, I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me.
Good. I mean, I've met other people in the industry and in real life that are like this, that don't handle any of the finances and like defer it elsewhere. But that's good. Better late than never. I will say, I know someone who I know someone who went their whole life without getting a credit card, and they were like, I want to like buy something on like credit, right? Something that would require a credit check. And I was like, you can't get something that requires a credit check without having a credit score, dude. And they were like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you needed your credit checked in order to rent a car. And I was like, and I'm using the rent a car as an example from like the real thing, but I was like, yeah. And they were like, well, how do I get a line of credit? I was like, go to your bank. And they're like, well, you could just ask for that at the bank. And I'm like, yes, I'll walk you through the process right now. Apply for a credit card right now. Yeah, she took control and caught them with the hands in the jar. Yeah, man. Yeah, they were probably hoping she would never do that because it was probably the only reason they could keep the doors up. Oh, God.
To this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have
Credit is an annoying concept in general. It is. It is an annoying concept, okay? It's just a fucking social credit. It's just the fucking Chinese social credit, but associated with finances. Very American, okay? We talk about how bad Chinese social credit is. Dude, bad credit is the same thing.
raised around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The majority of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following 2 subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over $329,350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required V Shojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly
Dude, they had to make a funny comically large check, and they were like, sorry, we're out of ink, we can't print the check. And then that's how this happened.
sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers. and
They printed out a giant IOU. Oh. I had my credit zeroed out because I was overseas for so long, lol. It sucked to be 28 and have a null credit score. Banks and shit look at you like you're a Russian spy. Oh my god. I don't know. Listen, the person who didn't have a credit score, they who didn't have a credit card, they were like fucking in their 30s. And then we're like, I didn't know I needed credit to live. And I was just like, how did you make it this long?
The all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked V Shojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, V Shojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I...
Dude, not paying that is absolutely crazy. Like, that's actually, like, the most insanely, ridiculously evil behavior ever, right? I just... It's like you go to St. Jude's and you're taking the Nintendo Switch out of the fucking sick kid's room, and you're like, I'm taking these back. Do you know what this is? This is a Switch 2. You know how expensive these are?
Spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity. And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity. We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases, or PI, which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes...
This is you know, it's kind of a shame that the IDF shares an acronym with the IDF, because you talk about Iron Mouse giving money to the IDF and all of a sudden everybody's like, whoa, I didn't know Netanyahu was into that kind of stuff.
People like me more prone to infection, and this includes over 450 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart.
I choked on my water. Yeah, that's what they said happened to Epstein too, but I guess, you know, I guess we just gotta move on from that, right?
And has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified. I was lonely.
Epstein 2, I'm still working on Epstein 1. We've moved on. We're still talking about that guy, that sick creep. We gotta move on. We gotta slow Powell. We gotta bring him in. I need a toggle to turn into like a Trump diesel. This could be charity fraud. If they had an arrangement, the charity could fucking grab the remaining assets of V Shojo.
And I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me. I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap, I believe...
Dude, fucking over Iron Mouse was probably the worst business decision in V Shojo could have possibly done. Right? Like, oh my god. Like, fuck. Because Iron Mouse being the biggest, like, talent was gonna follow her when she left. That was just going to happen.
That I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over half.
You know, at least like Iron Mouse makes, like, you know, it's obviously a shame that she hasn't been paid like a fuckload of money, and the charity hasn't been paid a fuckload of money. But at least I don't think as a VTuber she like spends above her means. You know, I always think about how many VTuber or like just YouTubers, VTubers, you name it, spend way above their means, and it's just like, what are you doing? Like, that money's gonna be gone one day.
$1 million from V Shojo. I really wish that I could tell you more, But right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now,
Dude, V Shojo is gonna be fucking V Jover. No, that was bad. I'll just move on from that one. Not all of them can be winners, folks. Not all of them can be winners.
I'm an independent.
You know, K-pop stands were bad. Imagine a bunch of bubble stands with infinite time on their hands being pissed at you.
VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now. I'm kind of processing everything. I'm very sad and very confused.
V Shover. It's gonna be V Shover, guys.
Once again,
I think she's more angry about them not getting. Yeah, obviously. She. Listen, there was a time, and Iron Mouse has talked about her like upbringing, and she's like a Puerto Rican from the East Coast. Okay, she lived that shit for real, on God. Okay. Motherfucker knew what it was like to be poor and get the assistance from the community that she's giving back to, okay? Them not giving that is fucking foul.
I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support to me. I also wanted to say that all the ad money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this. But below the video...
Girl, it's not your fault they didn't pay the foundation. Listen, man. We just gotta get through the things that need to be here, okay? It's on the bingo card, alright?
In the description box is a link.
VTuber apologizes to the IDF.
Donation fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thankfully, any donations made through Tiltify go directly to the charity. That link is also there if you've heard about this and would like to support the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Sometime this month, I plan on doing a special live stream in order to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I hope to have a ton of friends joining me, and hopefully there'll be a lot of singing and a lot of fun and just a day.
And V Shojo has been thoroughly destroyed.
Full of happiness.
You know what's crazy? They signed on new talent 5 months ago. Dude.
I just honestly really want to show that after all of this, that VTubing is...
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna... Look, they're just... It's fucked. Like, it's going tits up.
Force for good. So, thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you so much
Most of their new talent is gone, except the JP ladies.
for taking the time to watch this video. And once again, I want to say that I am truly sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say Modericon left, like, fairly recently. So, like, the Roach lady, V Shojo had a Roach lady, and she's independent now. But she left a little while ago. And so, yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Zen left too, dude. That's crazy. She didn't leave. They didn't renew her contract. Ah, okay. I had saw her tweet about not coming back to V Shojo, and I assumed that she had walked away. I'm more used to VTubers walking away. Zentrial left and so did Giga. Yeah, Giga did a video, so we'll look at that one too. But, dude, these V Shojo, boom, boom, boom. Dude, the guy running this, the guy running this Twitter account is probably like getting, oh, this is old. Oh yeah, Silver Veil and Bay. That was a while ago. I remember that. Okay. Dude, Axis put together like yeah, the ones that are big have already left, frankly. Where is it? So this is blah blah blah. Yeah, there was this one. Dude, I these posts are always so funny because it's always like it's always posted like somebody died. We are genuinely grateful for everything she brought to V Shojo, and we wish her the best moving forward. Mel leaving will be the final nail in the coffin, I think. When I was watching a lot of VTubers, by the way, Mel was my Oshi. I think that should be pretty apparent, though, things considered. I actually have a jacket with Mel on it. Grok, explain this like Jacksepticeye.
They didn't renew Matara's contract because she used another service to sell her merch. Merch is the only way Shojo makes money outside of ads.
Ah, okay, okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it's never been more VTuber than this. Dude, it's literally VTuber. I feel sick. I need to think. Well, don't worry, Mel. The IDF is there to help. The Israeli Defense Force. They're bombing you, actually. They've mistaken you for an innocent Palestinian child. Oh my god. No, they also make money by stealing from charity. Dude, it is so... Stop saying idea. I'm sorry, the acronym is funny, okay? Okay, the acronym is funny. Let a Puerto Rican boy have a little comedy, okay? What's the Twitter looking like right now? Oh wait, I wanted to read the thing about like explaining it like Jacksepticeye. You'll summon them, pickle boy. It's the Iron Mouse Defense Fund. Yeah, dude. So Melody is in management. Oh fuck. I did not know that. Grok, explain this like Jacksepticeye. Top of the morning to you laddies. It's your boy Grok here. To speak it down Jacksepticeye style. So V Shojo and Marukan are splitting as of May 5th, 2025. Big news in the VTuber world. V Shojo made the call back on March 6th.
2 months of membership. In these trying times, would you like one of the Shojo founders' best brain rot videos from the before times?
I don't think she is.
IDF.
I'll check. I have the Wikitubia, or the V Shojo tube wiki. V Shojo versus the IDF go crazy. But if you have a cringe gun run video, I would love that. That'd be so funny. Greg sent you a DM, Diesel. Even more DMs? No, I already pulled up the DM he sent me. Top of the morning to you, laddies. Let me take a gander. Man, they have not tweeted about this. Uh-oh. Yikes. Yikes. It's not looking good. Let me check the wiki right now, actually. You sounded like a scared Jacksepticeye. I'm not very good at an Irish accent, to be honest. I was really pushing myself there to do that. Let's see. Oh my god. Where was it? I just passed by the staff part. Yeah, so Gun Run's the CEO. There's Apic. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Former. Oh, yeah, Motendu. Guys, you remember Motendu's, like, fucking Giga brain rot videos from back in the day? He was, like, making brain rot before it was a thing. This guy made, like, Gotchi Moochie videos on YouTube. I bet most of you don't even know what Gotchi is, dude. Yeah, I bet you don't even know. You don't even know what Gotchi is. Hold on, I'll actually show you. V Shover, well, you should V shower. How about that? No. Gachi. Gachi Muchi. Wow, they're still making Gachi Muchi edits. This is 9 years old. Oh, so this is a song made with the sounds of men having gay sex. Hold on. There's probably a video here somewhere.
Leave me alone!
Akira!
Yeah, fucking who is that guy that like stands and turns around? He's on the tip of my tongue. Not Rick Astley. He's like a gay sex guy with the bandana. Who's that guy? Do people really not remember Gachi? No, man. Some of these people weren't on the fucking internet then, okay? Ricardo Milos! There we go. Yeah. Guys, this unironically was part of streaming culture a long time ago. Okay? This was part of streaming culture. No fucking joke. All right? I'm sorry, but some of you literally cannot get the senior citizen discount at Internet Denny's, okay? Wait, is Gachi Muchi the thing with muscled, oiled up gay guys in a locker room, fake wrestling? Yeah, and then they have gay sex. But nobody talks about that part. They just like the funny parts in front of it. It was really yeah, it was like a Rickroll for streamers back in the day, okay? It was that was unironically what the bit was. Okay? You're taking me back to very dark times. I've been watching videos about Something Awful recently, and it's kind of funny how the internet repeats itself, because I know like there are people who would like rant and rave about spicy chat, but on Something Awful there was a board called Fuck You and Die called Fiad, and it's literally the same fucking thing. It's actually kind of funny how the internet actually repeats itself. It's crazy, dude. It's like we stopped using forums, we just moved to a Discord server. When can we start collecting internet social security? Actually, I got rid of that in the big, beautiful internet bill. Dude, time is a flat circle. It's crazy. Let's see. All right. Okay, well, we'll take a look at Giga's video now. Oh, she edited hers. Or she had her editor edit it.
Am leaving V Shojo. I'm leaving V Shojo. Sorry if this was a surprise, however, there's literally no way for this to not be a surprise, so, I mean, what can you do? This is a choice I made.
Oh, this was 3 weeks ago. You know, to be honest, the stuff with Iron Mouse was probably known amongst the whole entire group of them since before.
Choice I had been considering.
Founder. She might have been a founding member of V Shojo, but I was under the impression that Melody was always talent.
For quite some time. This is a choice I had been thinking about a lot. This was not a quick decision or anything like that. This is something that was a lot of thought. And I want to say I announced this Wednesday.
I would agree with that. Giga is probably the most professional person in V Shojo. She actually kind of gives off the vibe of having worked like a job. A lot of these people are like completely dysfunctional neats. A lot of them really struggle.
2 days before the actual leaving date. I want to make sure you know this wasn't announced because it was just decided then or anything like that. This is something that was decided a while back, and then this is just our announcement date and our departure date. There were a few people that saw the announcement and were like, oh my god, this is such short notice. You decided and then you're leaving in 2 days. But no, it was a longer process than that, okay? This is a very sad and upsetting thing for me. At the same time,
is this the equivalent of turning in your 2 weeks notice? For the people with a normal 9 to 5, yes, this is like a 2 weeks notice. But for if you were anime,
it's bittersweet because they're
Madara probably once had a job at a fetish dungeon, if I had to guess. She might have, honestly. I found out one of my mods worked. Actually, wait, no. I had like 2 mods who worked in like a sex-related field of like dungeoning in a dungeon. Dew's not the only one. Dew is not the only one.
there are a lot of good things that are coming
You
out.
could just say it's me. I didn't want to say it was you. I didn't. Yes. Q worked in a sex dungeon.
Which is why I made this decision, and I'll talk about, you know, the future and what I can do and etc. so that you understand that. But the way I'm speaking about this is going to be really matter of fact. There's a lot of stuff that I cannot say. Again, I am under or have been under contract, and I am always going to be under NDA, you know, things like that. And there are a lot of legal reasons why I won't be able to go into certain things. So
you know what? Okay, I know what I need to get on my bottle. I need the thing that makes me lean forward. I know that's like giga popular now.
if I can't say something or I can't comment on it, it's okay if you ask.
Yeah, Dew's talked about it on stream. That's why I was like fine with saying it was Dew.
You go in my chat and you're like, what about this? And I can't say it. I won't just gloss over it. I'll just go, hey, I can't answer that, you know, so you know, because I want to be very, as much as I can be, very open and honest on that. I've gotten to process a lot of.
You know, I was going to ask if it was Q, but I decided against it because I didn't want to assume. Q's a sweetheart, but you know, he's a freak.
This, so I feel very comfortable talking about it and all that. Sorry for not crying in this video or whatever, but again, this is something that has been a long time coming. As far as my members go, there's no world in which I don't want to be in a group with them. From a social perspective, from a personal perspective, I love them so much. But V Shojo isn't just a group of some creators and that's it. It's a company. It's a company with staff and all of this. And at the end of the day,
I love how this is like explaining, like, listen, I've made a lot of friends of V Shojo. These are lifelong friends that will be my friends even though I left the company. And you need to like explain the conceptual idea of making friendships outside the workplace.
if what I want and how I want to do things doesn't align.
It's like, oh, we can't be friends anymore. You work at a different company is crazy.
With the company side of things, then my choice is, do I want to work with the company or not, right? It's a business thing. So I want to make that really, really, really clear. The members have nothing to do with this decision other than making leaving really difficult for me because I have so much love for them and I do love being in a group with them. And I want that. However, they're my friends, right? They're my friends. And if I
This is so funny. This is so funny. Because I know she gets it and she understands that it's not weird. And I'm sure that my audience gets it. Because we're all like fucking wagey in the wage cage cringe lords, right? That are like working adults. But like I know and you know that there are people that don't know this in her community.
with them,
Damn, Giga can get it. Yeah. I'm kind of having a moment. I get it.
I can DM them and ask them to do things with me. They can.
Diesel says my name. He's my BFF. Thank you, Pinker. Yes.
If they want to be my friend, they can DM me and say, hey, do you want to do this? That is something that has always been the case. Something that will always be the case.
I'm about to be Giga. Yeah, man. I need a woman to overly explain something to me.
Just
I'm sorry, bro. You work at Boeing. I work at Lockheed Martin. We can't be friends. See, it would be even better if it was, you know, fucking Northrop Grumman, but I guess more people would know what Boeing is.
just to clarify, because a lot of people did ask, like, oh my God, can you still be with the members, right? Can you still do things?
I don't want mansplaining. I want gigasplaining.
Can you still collab? Will you still be? Yeah, I just have to DM them. I don't think it will feel any different from your guys' perspective, but I just want to make that clear because a few people asked. As they said in their tweet, you know, V Shojo mentioned I did work a lot.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a fuck about VTubers. So then why did you go through the effort of typing that? That means you gave a modicum of a fuck. I'm literally green. I'm literally green. What are you, what are you stupid? Why'd you put in so much effort for that? You typed more than 5 characters. When I don't care, I just go somewhere else.
Internally and externally to promote.
You're getting one guide. Yeah, that's true. I know there are people who will watch this VOD like that, though, to be frank.
After hearing Matara talk about husbands like they're excitable dogs hearing their favorite words, there's really only one choice.
Yeah, I mean, but I kind of don't like her design. I'm sorry. The whole roach thing is weird. Okay, I have like a limit. Okay, and that one passes the threshold.
Move forward the brand, the company. I absolutely did, and a lot of the stuff that I did is not stuff that you guys would ever see. You would never see the hours put in. The results of these things you wouldn't even see. You know, this is stuff that just was, a lot of it was purely back end. There were some things that didn't get over the finish line that I want to be able to do now, etc. I don't know how to say this other than like, hey man, I put a lot of time in. Sorry it wasn't stuff that you could see, but I really, really, really did. And the good thing that—
Man, going to my job at the anime factory and clocking in 8 hours of Goon Titty Simulator
comes out of this with me being—
Yeah, holy yapology, Batman. No cap, dude. Unironically. It's kinda I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about VTubers, but I'm too jobless to do something else. Listen, kids. Listen, audience. Okay? You have 2 choices in this life. Whatever Diesel decides, or we can do Ethan Hassan Destiny. Okay? I'll turn this car around. Let's put on the 8th billionth chair stream of Hassan and wax poetic about it. Guys, I think, did you hear about the skull in Ethan Klein's home? Somebody sent him a skull. iDubbbz is cringe and can't pay people. Did you see that? Maj, did you see that they can't? The creator clash is ended, and Dad, Nathan Barnett, he's saying that they're not paying people. There's a place on Reddit called H3 Snack. Have you heard of it? Yeah, apparently people go on there and say things. They're really annoyed on there. Peter, Bad Empanada's tweeting again. Diesel, what should I have for dinner? I don't know, man. Fucking Sabra hummus.
Baba Booey.
I will pay you $10 to never stream about EHD ever again. All those guys can jump.
What do you mean? I'm running this derail train, okay? Choo choo. What else? Did you hear about this guy? He's this guy who came in and he's like the new content cop. I think he might have done a rape or something. His name's Cameron F305.
We are talking about anime people not getting paid.
Yeah, is it Cameron Gerard Davis? You're telling me Mama Max is back? Let's talk about Tommy C and Chud Logic beefing. I don't even know what the beef is. Oh my god. I can't even begin to tell you how much I don't care about all of that stuff. I literally don't know what's going on with any of the things I just mentioned. I know that it's still like going on. I've also kind of ran out of energy for Pirate Software. I saw this guy's channel and he had literally like page after page after page of updates on the pirate software drama. Like there was more updates than news that happened. Okay. Diesel, you said more than 5 characters. Yeah, but I just made $12 while doing it, so it's okay, right? It's actually me being an entertainer, so it's different. It's an arbitrary line I'm drawing in the sand, and I can do it because I have my hand on the gas right now. Pirate update. Pirate software update. He's not dead yet. I don't think he'll be dead for a while. I think he's like 30-something. Pegasus? No, it was Quintheo. Quintheo.
Is a lot of that time that I spent working on something internal is now just my own time that I reclaim, right? It's just my own time that I can use for example, YouTube videos that I want to do. There were a lot of stream ideas that I had that some of them I kind of did initially.
I don't know. Too Mad isn't alive anymore. Yeah, and I mentioned Too Mad because he personally said rude things about people that I love. All right?
And then didn't do for a while. I want to be able to do those. On top of this, you know, so much of what I was doing, like on this channel, for example, I was so focused on the group, pushing forward like good PR. You know, I joined during a year when the group had just lost a bunch of talents, and then one joined, and then it was me. There was still a lot of uncertainty. There were a lot of people just kind of like sitting there like, what's gonna happen, you know? And so my goal was to do positive, good PR realistically, right? And just talk about my experience. And
yeah, she could have stopped like 2 minutes ago, not gonna lie. Do we gotta reset the days without mentioning the two? You know what? Listen, I wish I had... I wish you all were autistic enough that somebody would put together every time I've mentioned Too Mad into a single video. I just wonder what that would be like, okay? You know? I just want to see that as like a physical object. Hold on, what is this? I don't wanna open this. Otherwise. Diesel, my autism deals with politics and Deltarune, not math. You know, I think we gotta give you like, I think we need to fix you. You know, I listen, it's okay to be neurodivergent unless you have exactly those two things as your special interest. Oh, this is funny, actually. I could show this. Big announcement. Applications to join V Shojo are now open. Apply starting today, July 9th. We'll be contacting the applicants 1 month after. So what are they announcing the winners? Diesel, I found a Call Me Carson U2s at a secondhand game store. You think I'll strike gold with Too Mad merch? You know, I think if you rub your hands together and you pray to Burkunda really, really strongly. So this is from 2024. That's why. Holy shit. God, they really haven't tweeted. I can't imagine. Oh, hold on. Let's just see their most recent tweet. Let's see their most recent tweet. I want to see what's. Damn, they don't tweet that much. It's all like Japanese and literally Japanese. You owe Mousy and a certain charity a lot of money.
So I wonder when we'll get the Mutaha Karl Jobst video about Shojo's charity.
Didn't you guys hear? Mutaha's done with drama, except when he uploads a drama video. Oh, shit. I'm having too much fun with it. I gotta be honest. Let's see. I think I accidentally deleted the extra fruit window. Hold on. Oh no, I turned it into Uma Musume Pretty Derby. That's right. We'll copy and then we'll paste that window. And now we got 2 fruit. But we gotta move that fruit below me. There we go. Nux is gonna make a dumb video about this and it'll be the worst. I'm sure he's rubbing his hands together, okay? And that's not because he's Jewish, but because he's got an annoying personality. Here, I'll move over just because you asked. There you go. Did that help? So does Nux have like a thing for Jaden animations? Is there something I'm missing? Is there like a piece of lore? Diesel, did you at least get a fishing license? We were on a chartered boat. Let's see. Is there anything else from the V Shojo nonsense? Man, they really have lost quite a lot of talent in the past year. He's kind of obsessed with her. Why? Jaden Animations. Her OC is like cringe. I don't understand. Okay, it's not cringe. It's just kind of like meh. I've seen that people are like overly obsessed with Jaden Animations as like a entity, but I just never understood that. Don't worry, I'm gonna add more fruit. There we go. She's a hot woman on the internet. She's not my type. Plus, isn't there something about her like being asexual or something? I don't know. I don't really keep up. She's an Asian woman on the internet. You know why, Diesel. I didn't even know she was Asian. I thought she was a 2D cartoon character, which is not a racially specific group of people. I wasn't fishing in New York, by the way. Hold on. I'm doing the quick speed through of Twitter right now to figure out what else the other VTubing people have been saying. God, I need to do a stream on this person. Nobody will watch it, but I have like such a fascination with this lady. Hold on. There's no way her fucking profile says that. Oh my god, we're mutuals. I gotta be careful. Nah, no, I don't. No, this is a crazy thing to put in your profile. I'm not gonna lie. There's a listen, man. If you follow like indie VTuber like drama and like crazy like drama in the community, this lady is like always in shit. All right, I'm sitting there sipping my tea, my I'm sitting there drinking my green Labubu matcha. I'm sitting there drinking my Labubu matcha. Okay, 25, the Menhara Yandere VTuber with a plushie addiction. Dude, her her profile is the most red flag thing ever, dude. I remember. Okay, so Mary Diesel. Okay, yeah, because it works so well with her last one. Yeah, that's right. I know the lore. Yeah, man. Akuma Miko like followed, or I might have followed her, and I think she messaged me at the time, and she's like, "Oh my god, FPS Diesel, I love your videos. I've known of you for so long." I don't know how she knew I followed her because she follows as many people as she has followers. Okay. What the fuck happened to her other marriage? She was like in a long-term relationship with this guy before this current guy, and he was like, I think it was like he was like, I'm not ready for commitment or something. Oh wait, no. He cheated on her. He cheated on her, right? And she like put it on blast on the entire fucking internet, dude. And I was like reading through it as she was explaining her man putting her like fucking cheating on her, and she like went insano into Braino. I mean, she was crazy beforehand, so she's fucking crazy. Like, there's just no if, ands, or buts about it. And she like broke up with him, and then she's like, and now I'm going to the nut house. She got like inducted into like a ward because she was mentally unstable, and there was she literally posted pictures from the hospital being like hello, I'm in the hospital, they let me bring my phone in Hatsune Miku plush. And it was like literally her in the hospital in a hospital gown holding a Hatsune Miku plush. They literally sent her to Grippy Socket jail, okay? But yeah. I gotta be careful. I think her profile's definitely 18 plus. You know what? I can still fix this crazy woman. She was hot enough. Nah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna judge. We're mutuals. I just thought it was. Listen, it was inappropriate. The things she was posting on the internet are not things that you should be posting. Some things are inside thoughts. Some things are not meant to be shared on the internet. But she shared them. She seems like a nice person. I'm sure she's fine. Again, I don't really know her. She said she watched me in the past. But you know, man, it's not the first time I've dogged on somebody who's like a follower or a fan. It happens. You know, just take it on the chin. A lot of times if I call somebody out and they're like a regular viewer, they just never show up again. So that's how content is made, Diesel. I don't really particularly want to get in like creator versus creator fights. They're just kind of fucking boring, and they like they're not good for anybody's business. I gotta be frank. If you're like a debate rape general, like I get it, but it's just like it doesn't really generate the long-term kind of audience that I want. It's not the kind of community I want or like what I'm looking for as a creator. So it's just not something I'd say, you know, that I do. Oh yeah, I didn't retweet that. Let me go do that. Hold on, let me retweet Pinker's art. I heard that Diesel got his VTuber on. Where do people even talk about this? There we go. I've retweeted it, Pinker. It was right at the top of my notifs. It's one of the worst things of becoming a community notes person, by the way, is that for some reason they think I'm Spanish speaking, which I'm not. I don't know how to speak Spanish, right? The VTuber sphere has a bad habit of creators treating their fans as emotional outlets. Yeah, it's true. Oh my god, I'm cutting myself off. I gave myself a haircut. I meant putting your inside thoughts on the internet makes content. That too. You shouldn't put your... Listen, I know that I'm hurting my business by also doing that, but like, you just don't. It's like actually good advice. No te preocupas, un día vas a poder hablar conmigo. I don't practice. I'm thinking you're saying that I don't practice Spanish with you or something. I do want to practice doing speaking with you. But yeah, anyway, my notes are like ruined now because they're filled with community notes that I can't read. But like I could click on community notes right now and I could rate community notes in real time. I said, don't worry, one day you'll be able to talk with me. Well, you know, close enough. I didn't understand some of the vocab in that sentence. But like, yeah, I could click on this and like literally, hold on, I don't want to accidentally. Yeah, I could like actually sit here and like I could literally Reddit mod fucking Twitter now. I just finished watching the Hunter Biden interview. Trump did not post this. But yeah, the entire thing is like filled with like I can like moderate Twitter now. It's insane. I didn't even know that I got access to it. I just had the community notes tab show up on my feed and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like I can do that now. I'll basically only do it if I actually know what the topic is. So I only do it when it's like something tech related or something related to like internet shit because I actually am familiar with it. I don't even moderate Twitter for free. I barely moderate it. I just kind of wanted to see the community notes that weren't loud because I wanted to see what people were saying. There's some real wacky ones. I got to take a screenshot and put it in a Discord server sometime. Just don't go mad with power. You know what happens when you like become a person with a day job? You like stop caring. The social penetration of Twitter is like literally like maybe 2 inches. Get it? Wait, don't you have a blue check? No, I stopped paying for my blue check a while ago. It wasn't worth anything to have the blue check, so I just like undid it. But yeah, I reset the too mad. Anyway, last thing before I hop off, is that I should have an answer about that MP Mana Potion Coffee thing that I'm working on. That's been happening in private for like the last like long time. So I should be able to talk about that thing soon. So we should be pogging eventually. So I should be able to talk about it, which will be great because it's been a lot. And I think it's getting finalized tomorrow, so poggies. I got an ad in Spanish. It's because I soy hablo español. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming out for this chill stream, honestly. I know it was like not really crazy or anything, but I appreciate it nonetheless. It was nice. It's also just nice to do things that aren't like crazy schizo. So I'm gonna send you guys over to the op block. Make sure you tell them hi.